nderuar Ministri i Arsimit, nderuar ambasadori Britanisë së Madhe në Kosovë, nderuar profesor Webb, nderuara zona Aitken, të nderuar mësimdhënës, partner të Riinvestit, miq, zonja dhe zotrinj. Kam kënaqësinë të ju mirëpres sot në Riinvest për të shënuar njohjen e Riinvestit si qendër e mësimdhënies për 3 programe me drejtim akademik nga LSI që shpijnë në diploma ekskluzive të Universitetit të Londrës. Jemi shumë krenar për partneritetin ton me LSI për të ofruar programe të avancuara të përshtatshme për popullsinë ton të re dhe energjike në Kosovë. Këto programe janë mundësi e shkëlqyeshme për të studiuar më afër shtëpisë dhe njëkohësisht për të përjetuar kurrikulën e nivelit botëror të zhvilluar nga LSI. Në Riinvest jemi të përkushtuar të ofrojmë arsimim dhe hulumtime të cilësisë së lartë dhe puna me kurrikulën e LSI-s nuk do të jetë vetëm sfidë, por edhe një privilegj dhe mundësi e madhe për zhvillimin e stafit tonë. Është po ashtu dhe një kontribut konkret për përmirësimin e përvojës arsimore në Kosovë. Me këtë, Riinvest shquhet si një institucion i ndryshëm nga të tjerët në Kosovë dhe studentët që do të studiojnë në këto programe me të vërtet do të shquhen nga turma në vend dhe jashtë vendit. I falenderit.
Faleminderit zonja Qirezi dhe tani për të marrë fjalën ftoj Ministrin e Arsimit, Shkencës dhe Teknologjisë, zotrin Shoqëri Bityqi.
Përshëndetje për gjithë dhe nderuar ambasadori i Britanisë së Bashkuar, zotë O'Connell, nderuar rektori i Kolegjit të Investit në koqire këtij organizimi, zonja Qirezi, nderuar zotri Webb, zëvendës rektor dhe profesor i financave në LSI, nderuar zonja Aitken, drejtoreshe e shkollës verore dhe programet ekzekutive të institucionit të LSI, të nderuar dhe të profesor, të nderuar të pranishëm. Me lëni që në emrin e qeverisë Kosovës që të kemi një ndërkombëtarizim të arsimit në Kosovë dhe kjo formë siç është sot një marrëveshje e tillë konsideroj që është rruga më e mirë dhe më e drejtë drejt ndërkombëtarizimit të ngritjes së vlerës së arsimit të lartë në Kosovë. Ky marrëveshje për ne është një rëndësi të veçantë për faktin se po i mundsohet një institucioni të arsimit të lartë pranë vendit tonë që të ofrojë programet të London School of Economics si institucion i arsimit të njohur të Universitetit të Londrës. Dhe këtu në Kosovë me një institucion të rëndësishëm nga Londra, duke i uruar sukses dhe duke ju dëshiruar që të rinjët tanë përfitojnë nga kjo mundësi që po ofrohet nga një universitet i njohur i Londrës në bashkëpunim me një kolegj tonë. Kosova që do të thotë se vërtet tani jemi në rrugën e mbartë, cilët e dëshirojnë gjithë për arsimin e lartë Kosovë, përime dhe suksese në këtë.
Faleminderit zotrin ministër, dhe tani për të marrë fjalën ftoj ambasadorin e Mbretërisë së Bashkuar në Kosovë, zotrin Eduardo O'Connell.
Mëngjes, zotrin Qerezi, zotrin ministër, zotrin Meraku, profesor Webb, zonja Aiken, të gjithë të pranishëm, shumë faleminderit për ftesën. Është krenari ime që unë vetë personalisht mora magjistraturën nga Universiteti i Londrës. Nuk guxoj të pretendoj që kam qenë student më punëtor, por mund të dëshmoj që arsimi ka qenë cilësor, sfidues, me kualitet. Më vjen shumë mirë kur mendoj për marrëdhëniet mes Britanisë dhe Kosovës, që kemi përdorur themelimin e marrëdhënieve të pathueshme politike, që historia na ka trashëguar, që kemi përdorur këtë themelin për të ndërtuar marrëdhëniet më të gjerë, më të mirë, më të rëndësishme në fushë të tjera. Për mu, fushë më e rëndësishme në Kosovë, për këtë epokë, është fushë e arsimit. Kosova ka një demografi që mund të jetë sfiduese, por mund të jetë gjithashtu burimi më i mirë, më i thellë, më i pasur për rritjen ekonomik, politik, njerëzor i këtij vendi. Po ne duhet të bëjmë çmos për të furnizuar rininë e Kosovës me aftësitë, me njohurinë, me kualifikimet gjithashtu, që do të ishte dobishme për të ardhmen e tyre. Me themelimin e bashkëpunimit mes Universitetit të Londrës, Shkollës Ekonomike të Londrës dhe gjithashtu të Kolegjit Riinvestit, është një themel që do të përdoret për rinim, edhe që do të bashkohet me themelet të tjerë, bashkëpunimet të tjerë, gjithashtu për skemën Chevening, që do të shfrytëzoj rastin, ose do të keq shfrytëzoj rastin të promovojnë, por veç është një dëshmi tjetër që Britania është prezent për të ndihmuar Kosovën, që ne kemi ofertë si vend, po gjithashtu si Universiteti i Londrës më cilësor në botë për arsim, po gjithashtu që është krenaria e madhe për Britaninë, që ne mund të luajmë një rol kuq në arsimin dhe zhvillimin e rinisë së Kosovës. Kjo është me rëndësi. Edhe dëshiroj të falenderoj të gjithë të pranishëm këtu që kanë bërë të mundshme këtë bashkëpunim. Ju uroj sukses, por më rëndësishme uroj sukses studentëve që do të marrin pjesë në kurset, edhe do të shfrytëzoj rastin për të përmirësuar jo vetëm jetën e tyre, por që do të drejtësojnë ardhmen e Kosovës. Faleminderit.
Faleminderit, zotri ambasador. Për një fjalë rasti ftoj tani zonjën Elizabeth Aiken, drejtoreshën e Shkollës Verore, Ekzekutivit dhe Programeve Ndërkombëtare në London School of Economics. Please.
Need these. Good morning. It's my great pleasure to be here in Pristina to speak to you and to celebrate Riinvest College receiving recognition as a teaching centre for the University of London programmes. The University of London programmes have over 150 years of history. It's been a truly global programme since its inception, with the first international students being registered in Mauritius in 1865. Since then, it has enabled students from around the world to study for a UK degree. And of course, our most famous graduate is Nelson Mandela, who studied whilst incarcerated in Robben Island. As you may know, the University of London is the awarding body for the degree programme, but LSE provides the academic direction, which will be offered here in Riinvest College. In reality, this means we do 4 things. The LSE plans the structure and content of each of the degree programmes. We develop the writing study materials. Our academics set the examination papers and mark the scripts. Our academics and faculty determine the curriculum and the progression of the students on the degree. There are currently 16,000 students around the world studying for an LSE-designed University of London degree in economics, management, finance, or the social sciences. The majority of these students are based in teaching centres. The teaching centres support the students by providing lectures, classes, resources and pastoral care. We are very proud of LSE's role within the University of London programme, and we are highly selective about who we trust to teach the programmes. So we have really enjoyed getting to know Riinvest College over the past 12 months, following the introduction from the British Council, and we are delighted to be partnering with you as our first teaching centre in Kosovo. We are in particular very grateful to you, Rector Dr. Barda Cherezi, for your commitment and efforts to lead to the recognition process. On behalf of the London School of Economics, I also wish to express special thanks to Rasim Malako and the Riinvest Board, and of course to Verona for her work in bringing together today's event and in marketing the new programme so creatively. Thank you. We share your vision that there is a significant potential for the programmes in Kosovo, and we are delighted that you will be teaching 3 degrees which offer students the opportunity to explore a broad range of LSE's areas of subject matter expertise. We are delighted that Dr. James Abday from our own statistics department has already had the opportunity to spend time with you. And we are always delighted to welcome both faculty and students to London. So whenever students visit the LSE, they have full access to our library, which is one of the largest in the world to be devoted to economics and social sciences. So once again, I offer my congratulations to Riinvest on becoming a recognised teaching centre. We are looking forward to working together over the coming months and years to offer a high-quality programme and a student experience to a growing cohort of students. Thank you.
Faleminderit, Sonja Aitken. Dhe për të nënshkruar këtë marrëveshje, në mesin tonë ndodhet edhe zotri David Webb, zëvendës drejtori i planifikimit dhe burimeve, si dhe profesor i financave në London School of Economics, të cilin me kënaqësi e ftoj për të marrë fjalën.
Well, thank you very much. It's a great honour and pleasure to be here. Chairman, Ambassador, very much it's testament to the significance of this that you're both here for this inaugural meeting between at least LSE, as the representative institution of London University, and the proprietor, as it were, of these courses. Elizabeth's already given a very articulate statement of what we at LSE do. I'll just say who I am. You call me Deputy Director. Actually, my proper title is Pro-Director, but nobody knows what that means. So I've been on the faculty at the LSE for 34 years. I'm quite old, I'm afraid. And I'm originally an economist, a professor of finance. I was head of the Financial Markets Research Centre for 18 and a half years. I succeeded Mervyn King when he went off to the Bank of England, and I was head of the finance department for a number of years, but most recently have been Pro-Director Planning and Resources and Chief Financial Officer of the LSE. I mean, the LSE is actually quite an exciting place, so I think it's rather a welcoming place. Although I have to say at the moment it's pretty much a building site, since we're doing £300 million worth of buildings, which once complete will mean it's a rather magnificent institution, at least architecturally and so on, and hopefully a great place for you and your students to visit. And I hope the ambassador, when he's next in London or in London in the future, will drop by and meet some of our colleagues, and we'll make sure that he sees the best of LSE on behalf, and the same applies to the chair and others. The school takes its role in the international programme extremely seriously, and I'd like to think under my, let's say, role, that the centrality of the international programme to the mission of the school has become stronger, and hopefully over the course of the next few years will build on already very solid and quite old foundations. I mean, as Elizabeth's indicated, the international programme's as old as the school itself. The foundation year of the school was 1895. And educating students from around the world is at the heart of the mission of the school. We're the most international institution on the planet by student numbers at graduate and undergraduate level. You have students from pretty much every country in the world. In fact, there are countries that we have students from that even the ambassador probably couldn't tell. It would say, oh, I remember there, I went there once, or a colleague of mine went there. Well, we've got students from these places. It's a very exciting place for students to visit. So I think when students become part of our programs, they are joining an international community. I mean, Elizabeth's already indicated that a lot of people, 16,000 at any one time on the international programs, and making sure that they're of high quality and recognised for their academic standing is the central purpose of the LSE, is designing curriculum and ensuring that the standards of examinations, etc., meet proper international standards, etc. But I think one of the things that's increasingly important is to make sure we've got the flow of people between the institutions. I was very pleased that James Abday, who's a good guy, has already visited and so on. Hopefully those relationships will become enhanced over the course of time. So and I should say that, just as Elizabeth said, that a lot of students who graduate from these programs will eventually come to the LSE to do some of our degrees. We do offer some scholarships for people, students that want to take up our master's degrees. In fact, we're trying to build more of those at the moment. I won't go into the details, but we're a welcoming institution and a supportive one. We have got the largest proportion of our budget of any UK institution going into scholarships. Not bad. And we'll plan to do more of that. So we'll let you know how, as an institution, how that develops. I should also say that Elizabeth runs out rather magnificent summer school, and it's not an understatement to say that the way that she's developed that has been absolutely magnificent. It's the second biggest summer school in the world now. Now we've had 8,500 students through that in the summer, and they all appear to be quite happy despite the fact that they're in the middle of a great big building site. But it's been sunny, which makes it a lot better. So it's not been a muddy building site, it's been a sunny building site, and the students have had a great time. London's quite nice when it's sunny. It doesn't get too hot. When it gets over 30, it's a bit miserable. I wouldn't come actually at that time when it's that hot. Anyway, but there are many things to think about when you think about the LSE, and I think the summer school is something that hopefully your students will become aware of, and we'll see increasing numbers participating in that over the course of the years. But the graduates from the programme that we've seen over the years have progressed to a whole variety of extremely interesting careers. We get some really talented people on the international programme who do ultimately make a difference. And of course, making a difference in the world, in both commercial life and public life and academics, etc., is a principal mission of the LSE, to educate students in a research-intensive environment who actually become a bit more as people when they graduate. I mean, obviously we're a largely graduate institution in many ways, but we do have very big undergraduate programs, and our students ultimately, I mean, they don't do easy things at the LSE, but eventually they recognise that they know a lot. So our students are number one for pay after graduating. I'd like to think they were number one for other things, like happiness, but they're number one for pay, right? By quite a distance. Cambridge is number two, but we're miles ahead, right, for that. Partly because what we teach actually is related to the labour market. And if you teach theology, you're not going to beat us, by the way. Okay, so, but really, what we have to offer through these programs is increasingly, I think, really valuable in the modern world. And I think your students, will the feedback from the students about what they're learning in the course of these degrees is absolutely crucial. And hopefully, the teachers, some of whom are in the room today, will give us the appropriate feedback. Do not be afraid to say, well, actually, that course is not as good as it should be. It's outdated already. Shouldn't be. They're new degrees. But all that kind of feedback is warmly welcomed. So I do know that LSE colleagues, many of whom travel the world to various institutions. We've got a lot of partner institutions through the London University network. And the colleagues that go out and meet the students find it really very rewarding. And we as an institution increasingly value the fact that the feedback that we get from their participation is positive. And certainly in my role as the person who writes the incentives contracts, etc. for the LSE, then it's quite central to my purpose, as it were, to make sure that we use our intellectual capital effectively to deliver on our mission, not just on the site, but also with the institutions that we work with across the globe. So I very much hope and expect, and indeed I'm told by Elizabeth and the various people that do research on our behalf, that Riinvest here in Kosovo has access to some really terrific students, and that support that they'll get here will be good. But looking forward to some really top quality students coming from the Riinvest programs, and hopefully we will see some of them at the LSE. I mean, I think the graduation ceremonies are in London, aren't they? Yeah. With the fabulous Princess Royal, who no doubt you know, but I never met. But it's a glorious event. I have in fact seen the movie of the graduation ceremony, and I have seen how excited the students are shaking the hand of the Princess Royal, which the alternative might be to stay at home and get the likes of me shaking your hand, which is not quite the same. We do things, but I've no doubt this relationship will be very successful going forward, and that we'll all think at the end of the day, this has been a mission accomplished. But it's going to be an interesting time, and Elizabeth and her team are here to work effectively with you on behalf of London University. So I'd just like to say thank you to you all for being here today, and thank you to the front row crew for being so welcoming. And I'd just like to say have a great day and look forward to a good relationship. Thank you very much.
Faleminderit, zotri Web. Dhe tani zonja dhe zotrinj të nderuar të pranishëm, e kemi momentin themi më kryesor të kësaj ngjarje, që është edhe zyrtarizimi i kësaj marrëveshje, pra marrëveshjes në mes të kolegjit Riinvest dhe Universitetit të Londrës. Prandaj për këtë moment të rëndësishëm dua të ftoj zonjën Barda Qirezi, zotrin David Webb, zonjën Elizabeth Aitken dhe zotrin Rasim Mërlakun, kryetarin e bordit të kolegjit Riinvest, që vinte kjo pjesa dhe ta zyrtarizojmë këtë marrëveshje.
Oh, thank you. Sorry. Thank you.
urojmë një bashkëpunim të suksesshëm në mes të Kolegjit Riinvest dhe Universitetit të Londrës dhe natyrisht suksese të gjithë studentëve që zgjedhin një nga këto 3 programe. Faleminderit për pjesëmarrjen tuaj në këtë ngjarje dhe ju ftojmë që të na bashkoheni në koktejlin organizuar me këtë rast. Faleminderit.
My machine. Thank you very much.